That this is so stupid. I don't even have. There's no bit for this. This is just a stupid filter that I put on my. Anyways, what are we doing here? Entertainment? Oh man. Okay. Is that correct? I should edit the tags. What are these? Oh, those are fine. Full Tomery? I don't even know what that means, bro. You can probably hear things outside. I will adjust the volume a little bit. There's buffering problems too. Excellent connection as of right now, but that'll probably go away pretty soon. Okay, you can turn the filter off. There's no bit here. There we go. Cool. I don't, no intro either. I don't really feel like doing an intro. We could do an intro later when I have my shit together, but like not right now. It's all kind of is what it is. Welcome to Really Fast Snake. Welcome to Really Fast Snake. I would wait around a little bit until people get in here, but there's like probably no reason to even go beyond that. Prepping some stuff just to prep the stuff. Okay, we're good here. And yeah, the only reason why I wanted to do one is because of how like insane my experience from last night was with some stuff. I don't go back on 4chan. Like I was a big time 4chan guy for years and years and years, and kind of got over all that stuff. Yeah, I mean it's so fucking funny. like the double down, triple down, quadruple down, and then coming back like 4 hours later and being like, I have to get the last thing in. That's the classic. Okay. I'll wait until there are probably there's probably a person in here, maybe. I don't know. We'll see. I don't really see a point in waiting around for things. Recent updates, I've been just working a lot. Work stuff. I did do the Sunday stream. Sunday stream was fun. I will be doing more just bullshit streams like that, but this was more focused on music stuff and music news and things. Rest in peace, Turnstile. They blew up. I'm sorry that joke has been overdone by so many people, but it's like such a stupid fucking headline. How can they blew up? Like with the current social consciousness, is it really the right kind of thing to say? Probably not. And if you don't know what I'm referring to, it's Pitchfork doing another zine launch. It's like, you do understand that the word launch is the first time. It's like you can't have another zine launch after you had your last zine launch. Like, you've already launched the zine. Now you're on issue 2 and you're trying to be like, oh, this is a zine launch. It's like, can you use the right word? You're having a party to release the zine to people. I don't know, man. It's crazy. But yeah, I was just talking to myself frequently recently because I've gotten off Discord and I'm just like focusing more on the finer things in life. And one of the main things that I was talking about with myself is went back on 4chan. I've been like on there in a long time. There's just been like weird people. It's all Zoomer kind of stuff now. So and nothing new. It's all the old stuff. It's all like people like just getting into music, which is always kind of funny. Like it has never been like a community of actual people really being invested in the whole thing. It's just like fringe people, which is expected. But it's always been interesting from the perspective of like, how do you interact with people, and how do you defend yourself? Because that's like the whole thing about image boards is the defense aspect. I have the window open. Actually, the door's open, so there's a lot of like outside sounds. I would get the. I was actually thinking about hooking up the synthesizer stuff again because that was kind of fun. Just having like a whole ass fucking setup and like making like music at the same time, just like fucking around with the keys while things go on in the background. But then it's kind of like, you know, then you kind of get distracted, and I'm not really interested in distracting people all that much. Excuse me. The main the main thing for today is let me take a look here. So we want to go to here. I have live streaming stats on one thing, and then we'll have to separate that in a second here. But let's do window capture. Good. So this is like the funniest thing. So we're gonna do this, and then I think that works, right? We'll do this. We'll do that. See, I'm good at this. All right. There we go. Yeah, because I don't know if you know anything about 4chan, but it's funny. So don't look at this guy's music or anything like that. It's not important. The most important thing is the replies. Okay, so the whole reason why I started replying to this guy is because you're not allowed to make shill threads if you advertise on 4chan. This is like a real thing. Advertising on 4chan is actually against the rules, meaning like if you have an advertisement on 4chan, you're not allowed to advertise the information on that ad somewhere else. Like you can't share it. All the posts above this don't matter. I gotta figure out when I started replying back to people, which is pretty funny because like this guy started just like going off about all of his statistics, and I was like, where is it here? He's like, do you ever regret music? Don't shill my music. It wouldn't. If I didn't shill my music, if I didn't shill, my music wouldn't get heard. Which is all I did was say, that's so sad, man. Wish you the best of luck. Not clicking on your links though, laughing my ass off. You can catch me at the club playing to actual people. So this whole thing started a flame war between me and this guy who has advertisements on 4chan. This is like every time you go on the website, if you don't have an ad blocker, that's the only advertisement that's on MU. Like the music board will only have his music in an advertisement at the top. His response back was, live music and recorded music are two totally different mediums. Ads give recordings a boost in the digital age. You do you. First of all, that's the dumbest thing I've heard in a long time. I mean, I've heard people say like stupid crap like that, but when people say live music and recorded music are two totally different things, I think you mean like, I think you mean like recorded music is not the same thing as being a live band, like if you're a jazz band maybe, or like a cruise ship band or something like that. But it's like the vast majority of recording artists, recording musicians, recording stuff play their music to people. That's the point of doing it. You want to do it because you like playing music to people. If you're recording and you're not playing music to people, move the stat chat out here. So, by the way, if you're doing that, what you're really doing is you're not recording as a recording artist. And saying it's a medium is kind of silly because it's like you do understand that in the pantheon of all music that's ever been put out, the vast majority of people do both. It's like they do both. They don't just record, or they just do the, like, everybody does, not everybody, but for the most part, everybody who's ever done anything in the music industry probably does both, unless you have some sort of side hustle that you're doing or some other shit. But anyways, I was like, elaborate upon this so I can have a few more laughs, because I was like, what do you mean by that? And then he's like mentioning, I'm not even gonna read out everything, but he's basically trying to put words in my mouth about how, like, one, if you have ads, was this the ads give my recordings on SoundCloud a global reach. I can reach 50,000 people every day. So he's basically being like, I get 40,000. It's the funniest thing. It's like, why the fuck would you share this? Why the fuck would you share this? 46,000 views on this. 0 upvotes. 0 upvotes and 43 comments, which are clearly all people just being like, why are you sharing your crappy music to people? Like, what? 0 upvotes with 46,000 views is insane. Insane. Like, that's just, I mean, and I'm like, I don't need to, so I was like, well, what record label are you on? Like, he's like, I don't need a record label. I'm like, well, then how do you distribute your music? He's like, well, I have stuff streaming through DistroKid on him. I'm like, oh, okay, that makes a lot more sense. But it's this whole thing where it's like, I'm just doing it on my own. I'm like, I do that too. Like, I pay for, distribution through SoundCloud. It's not hard to do this. You literally pay it's $100 a year, $100 a year, and you get full distribution to Spotify, Apple Music, everybody. $100 a year. I'm baffled by this. Like, how on earth are you? Because number one, if you're using DistroKid, and you're also spending money on SoundCloud AdSense, like, you're spending so much money on something that's not making you any money. You're spending like thousands of dollars on something that's not only are you not getting any, because people aren't like, not only are you not getting any actual information, but then he comes back and I'm like, well, first of all, I had to be like, dude, for real, you have 40 monthly listeners on Spotify. My old band has 19,000. I'm not even in that. So I'm trying to imply like, hey man, I'm not even in this anymore, and stuff that I played on, it's night and day. I'm just trying to compare, like, okay, so something that has native listeners, people that are listening, is not the same thing. And even if I was lying, it doesn't matter. Like, he then came back with impressions that he has 287.61 million impressions, as if the AdSense that you're paying is a number that you can compare to actual people listening to your music because they like to listen to your music. Like, it's insane. So you're and then calling it a dick size comparing thing. It's like, dude, wait, you have 287 million impressions and you have 40 monthly listeners on Spotify. It's like, what? 4 years of 4chan ads. like stop showing me stuff only you can see. That's the first thing. Is like, you need to stop showing me that, because like, I'm not seeing it on your side. And I'm trying to be like, yeah, dude, you're not getting clicks. He's like, I got all these clicks from my impressions. You have 287.6 million impressions. So 286 million people have seen your fucking advertisement. That's because every single time people go on 4chan, on MU, people are seeing your ad, whether they know they're seeing it or not. They're using ad blocker, and and out of that 487 million, which is 287 million, there's 497.5 thousand clicks. The click rate, by the way, doesn't essentially mean anything. Click rate just means that's people. Maybe people who accidentally clicked on your ad and go, oh shit, I meant to go somewhere else. Maybe it's bots. I don't know, but clicks don't mean anything. Clicks literally are like pointless. Clicks are just it's engagement rate. But to say 287.6 million impressions to people that are seeing your thing, and you only have 497 from an advertising perspective, this is insane. Like, from my own business perspective, from like shit I do at work, this is awful. Like, what you're showing me is garbage. And this is 4 years. So you got 4 years of 4 years. 4 years of this. And out of 4 years, you only got like 0.2, maybe 0.25-ish % engagement. You're literally showing me the statistics that show that your engagement is awful after 4 years. And then saying 4 years of paying this. It's like $2 a day. Like, if we get the calculator out, we do that math, it's like times 365 times 4 years. You spent almost $3,000 to get 287 million impressions with only a 0.25 or 0.02, I don't know, 0.25% click rate. Like, if you were in business school, they would send you back. They would be like, no, dude. What are you doing? Like, that is just absolutely insane. Okay, so at this point I'm already like, all right, I want to see how far I can break this. So, like, the guy's basically telling that he already does what he loves when it comes to music. It's like, dude, and then he says anyone who wants to tune in is free to. It's like, you're paying AdSense. They're not free to listen to your music. Every time they click on your link, you're paying money. They're not, like, you can say that you're free to listen to my music or not. Like, it's a meaningful thing, but it's like, they're not free to listen to your music because it's a fucking advertisement. Like, what are you, fucking crazy? It's like, and plus, music, I hate to break this to you, but, like, you know what music costs? People's time. People's time is being wasted when you listen to music and especially, like, if you're somebody who has just a million fucking records or a million songs and you can't even dig through any of it, the advertising isn't working for you. Like, you're not getting any impression. I don't know, man. But I was basically, I'm like, it's not free. You're spending money on 4chan ads. It's costing you money. And he's like, I reach 500,000 people a day off of these. It's like, you don't reach 500,000 people a day. 500,000 people a day. It's not even 500,000 people. That's the thing you don't understand. Most people who go on, you just don't understand. When you go on 4chan, like, I don't want to show things I'm not allowed to. When you go in here to get the page to refresh, you hit refresh, and that will show you the ad again. I'm the same person, okay? In a single day, I may see your advertisement 50 to 100 to maybe 200 times. Okay? You're hitting like 25 people. Not 500,000 or 50,000 or whatever the fuck your number is. You're hitting like not even like you're hitting a percentage of that. You haven't interpreted the concept of what any of this even means in the first place. Like, what are you doing? You don't reach 500,000 people a day because, I hate to break it to you, there aren't 500,000 people on 4chan, and there aren't 500,000 people on the Reddit that you're fucking doing. It doesn't make music. I make music for myself first. Who wants to listen second? Then why are you advertising on 4chan? Like, why are you? You're not. You're lying to me. Because you're advertising on 4chan. Like, you're advertising to be like, I make the music. First of all, what he's doing here is against the rules. You're not allowed to do this, by the way. You can't go, if you have an ad on 4chan, you can't go and advertise your music further or promote yourself further. There's literally a rule in the advertising section that says that it doesn't exempt you from being to the same rules as everybody else when it comes to advertising, which is the same reason why it's kind of a gray area for those shill threads. Oh, now they're getting food. It's a gray area for those threads because really, like, it's not advertising because people aren't making money, right? But if you are advertising and you're also posting your stuff at the same time, it is 1,000% breaking the rules. Like, you're not allowed to do that. Because, I mean, like, think about it. If you were one of the other advertisers on the company and you had somebody going in there and just, like, replying to people about, like, listening to your own music, like, or, buying a product, you'd be banned. And the only reason why this is allowed is because nobody's listening to his music, like, or very, very few people are, and it's just not working out for him. So it's just, and I'm trying to explain to him, like, hey, man, that sucks. You just need to go play music with other people because that's going to be more fulfilling and you're going to actually get engagement. And, well, I mean, like, I'll just be honest, it's more fulfilling in general for you as the musician. Like the reason why people, like you said, the reason why I make music is for myself first and for other people second. And that's, I'd say that's the vast majority of people out there. They're probably going to want to make music for themselves. They want to play music. They want to have other people look at them, and it's the same thing. But like to sit there and be like, I don't want to be involved with other people, and I want to advertise on here so that, because otherwise nobody would ever listen to my music, which is so sad, which is the whole reason why I replied to it. It's like this is exactly what I'm talking about. Make music for myself first and anyone who wants to listen second, which is just like, all right, then throw the ads out. I mean, I think that's literally what I said. I was like, again, it's not free. Like you're wasting money, a lot of money, by doing this. If that's the case, like you should just give up on it, because what's happening is you're breaking the rules, and B, what? It's funny. I said that's why it's so funny. And he's like, reading comprehension. I'm like, bro, like, and sending me screenshots of shit. It's like, dude, you are so, like, you don't even get it. Also, I'm trying to imply that, you know, you're the only person who listens to your music. That's the whole point. It's like, hey, if you're telling me that if I don't do this, nobody else is going to listen to my music, it's like, well, first of all, you haven't shown me any statistics that show that people are actually listening, like actively engaged in wanting to listen to your music. Like, I don't see any actual statistics that show that people are engaged with your music. Especially when you go to the SoundCloud page. I'm not going to do it because I don't want people to go see this stuff. I don't want people to like go to be encouraged by this. I don't want to advertise for this guy. The point is this: if you have like 24, he said I have 24 albums in 1 year, and all 24 of those albums have like on average 2 to 3 plays per song. Like 2 to 3 on, like the tops is like 7 plays on a song on a whole album. No. Like, what are you doing? You're not even using the AdSense right. Reddit stats from Daily, I mean, like, just showing me how much he spends. It's like, no one should ever do this. Like, don't do this. Do not do this. Look at this. This is from, this is basically from your engagement things, the CPM, CTR, CPC. It's click-throughs and impressions. Look at these rates. 48,000 impressions. 268 clicks. You're trying to impress me with this. And you're showing me what, I mean, like, what do I have to bust out the calculator? Like, I mean, really, like, percentage calculator. Let's find out. What percentage of blank? Let's see. What was it? 268 out of 4806. Was it? I already forgot. 268. Percentage of 48,056. 0.55%. 0.56% basically. Click-through rate. That is insanely bad. Like, I get that that's the internet. I get it, but it's like, you gotta understand that you're not even spending very much because your click rate is bad. All right? Bad. Very, very bad click rate. Now, you could sit back and be like, oh, no, it's not like that. It isn't. I'm putting this out there. If you just like uploaded to YouTube like regular videos and vlogs and stuff like that, and you were just personable at some regular level, your click-through rate would go through the roof. Like, it would be far higher if like you just did normal stuff. You don't have to spend any money. I mean, it's insane. Like, I don't even know, but like the rate that he's getting it is basically click-through is like 0.09 cents. And he's trying to be like, oh, it's actually quite cheap to do this. No, it's only cheap because you're not getting good click rates, dude. Like, if you had great click rates off of your impressions because, like, what you advertised was interesting, like, if you were advertising something that, like, really grabbed people and you had, like, over at least 8,000 click rate, like, if you had, like, at least like a 5,000 click rate, you'd have something that would be meaningful, right? Like, it may actually mean something. But then this amount spent would be way higher. That's just a fact. So it's, like, already, like, this whole thing is a scam to, like, rip off people like you. And it sucks. I'm just trying to say, like, don't do this. Don't fucking do this. This is so dumb. Don't. Oh my god. But it's like, yeah, somebody's just like, his end game is to be a billboard. It's like, yeah, I mean, I'm just trying to, like, say, like, the end game is to try to be like that. Sharing your statistics also, like this, like, you already are saying that I'm shilling myself by putting, like, money in here. And I've already gone onto your SoundCloud and checked and seen that, like, the top song has 10,000 plays. So this play count is basically, like, all of the small, tiny plays that he has for, like, the thousands of albums that he's uploaded that are just all nonsense. And so either that or there's some track that he's hidden that has, like, 100,000 plays that he's done. But let me put it this way. 155,000 plays in 1 year is not good. There are kids, there are rappers that are like 12 years old, 13 years old, that have this many plays in like a week or less. And that's native engagement, like, with no effort. Like, it's mind-blowing, like, trying to brag about this when you don't have great statistics in the first place. It's like, I'm trying to explain to him that, man, like, dude, I've never had to advertise anything, and, like, shit that I've played on has higher play rates than this. Stuff that I've made myself has very, very low play rates. That's fine. I'm not advertising. I'm still in the up for that. You know? I'm spending $100 a year to basically just put my music online. The end. I'm not trying to make any money off of it. I know that, but I'm definitely not going to advertise to try to, like, get people to feel like I'm shilling my music to people. The 2023 statistics at 6,000, that's even crazier, because this is like a screenshot of a screenshot, and then he's basically showing that this is his Instagram, and nobody liked it. Nobody liked his Instagram. It's insane. Like, who the fuck is doing this? And I'm trying to be like, check it out, I'm a real artist. Dude, nobody's, no engagement. Like, you clearly paid for the views. Like, who the fuck does this? It's insane. And then for last year, you've reduced it by, like, far less. I'm speechless. Like, I can't believe that you thought that that this meant anything. But the best part is, okay, so he does that, and he's like, just with the negativity and trying to discredit or put me down, I make art, I buy ads for my art, click and to listen or don't. And it's like, a lot of your music is very obnoxious, ads for me, part of fun. So somebody else replying for me and taking over, and just, like, me being like, I don't care, bro, I've already given up, it's already end. He comes back at the end at 4 a.m, like, literally, like, and comes back to my original post that he replied to, and is like, you catch me at the club playing actual people. Yeah, playing mediocre covers of other people's music while people are eating and chatting, not giving a fuck. It's like, dude, have you ever been to a show before? Like, what are you talking about? Have you ever been to a live music? Are you kidding me? What do you mean by eating and chatting? Or have you only ever played your high school? Like, what are you fucking talking about? If you play a dive bar, or, like, it's just the most basic level of thing that most artists go through. You're playing small level clubs, right? Small level club, right? Okay, guess what a small level club doesn't have usually, most of the time, unless you're in, like, Portland, Oregon, or somewhere where there's a requisite. Food. They don't have food, and you can't usually talk if the band is louder than everybody. I mean, like, they have a PA system, the band is loud. You can't talk unless you go outside. It's like already, like, I don't know what that bird is doing, but like it's already stupid to do that, but then to go back to a post all the way up there to have the last comment on your own shill thread that you're not supposed to have because it's against the rules when you advertise on this fucking website. Insane. But yeah, after all of this, it's like, it just opened my mind to this whole thing. Like, I cannot believe that websites like that, like 4chan and Reddit, are just like gouging people that are, clearly not mentally there. Like, they don't understand what any of this stuff is. They don't even know what it means to be a recording artist, because if you're a recording artist, you usually don't have to do this stuff. I mean, the reason why I brought up the record label stuff is because it's like, if you're on a label and you've got people that champion you, that's a different story, right? If you're just some guy who like is on a record label and the record label is promoting, that's a whole different story, right? And my whole thing is this: if I was doing this, I would never do it this way. Why would you do it this way? First of all, you already got the distribution thing and everything, but you're like incapable of understanding that you can't do it like this. The way that you do it is you run a label. You run the label, you advertise the label on there, and then since you have 25 fucking albums of random shit, you name those different things. And now you have different AdSense for individual projects, even though it's the same fucking thing, that you're able to, well, maybe diversify and get people to click on one thing and another. But every single one of these ads takes you to the same SoundCloud that has like a bajillion tracks on it. A bajillion tracks that you're using DistroKid to promote. DistroKid costs money for every single song that you put on there. So you're spending money to do that when you could pay $100 a year to just do the same thing through SoundCloud. And get the same monthly listeners. I cannot. I'm just speechless. I don't understand how you get to this point. How do you get to this point? I mean, it really does freak me out. So it's like $3,000 a year at least, and that's just 4chan stuff. And then the Reddit stuff is $24. I mean, this is May 2025, May 19th, 2025. This is just one day. You're spending $24 in one day? Is that what this means? If that's the case, then like you're spending thousands, and I'm pretty sure that this is Australian dollars, by the way. So like I'm just like almost certain it's not US dollars. Can we bring up USD to Aus AUD 1.5? I mean, like if we go by here and say that it's $24, it's about $15 USD. So like if he's saying that it's $2, every $2 Aussies, what is this? $2 is like $1.28. So I mean, like we're talking a lot less than I'm thinking in my mind. But I'm like, okay, like if your AdSense is like this, you are spending anywhere between, I don't know, God, $15 a day though. Like what? I mean, I hope this isn't one day, but like spending like thousands and thousands of USD. I mean, thousands of dollars a day. I mean a year. I mean, my brain is broken. I can't understand this. Like, I'm imagine spending thousands of dollars, never seeing a dime back. Not just never seeing a dime back, but like it's hurting your integrity as an artist. The whole art thing that he's saying is voided by all of this. All of this voids all of that. Like this destroys everything that you make as an artist. Like, you need to stop doing this. If anybody is out there doing this right now, you need to stop this. You need to, because it's bad, especially like if you're saying I'm a punk, I do punk music and I do like indie and stuff. You don't do any of that. What you're doing is just being a lolcow. Like, there is nothing, especially with this response, like the doubling down, the tripling down on stuff to try to like put me in a corner, when in reality all you've shown is that your statistics are bad, your impressions are hitting what they're hitting because you're the only advertiser on here, and the advertisement isn't doing good. And when you're, and not only is it not doing good, but it's like you're really just you're not hitting it. I mean, I wanted to. I guess you could see. Where is that? Is it this one? Like, I don't want to advertise this, but it's like I just wanted to show what I'm talking about. So here it's like 7 2 2 7 7 2 1 1. I mean, nothing, no views, 4 1 1, and like these are just generic, by the way. Like, if you're an actual recording artist, like he said, you have to think about your image, your art, the art that you're making, not just like, this is just crazy. I mean, and then like naming songs, I don't even know if these are covers or if these are just because like it looks like he's just naming them after other songs, and naming songs dumb stuff for no reason. But the whole like, I got this many clicks and this many plays, it's like I'm not seeing it. Like, where on earth are those plays coming from? Where is it? Also, like, he got rid of the top track. The top track had like 10,000 plays, and like I literally last night got rid of it. I think he may have realized that I'm on to him. But it's like, this is insane. This is insane. Look at this. Like, to spend thousands of dollars for this. And like, I'll just to compare, it's like, I don't advertise, but it's like, this is just regular engagement from a person who doesn't advertise, right? And has fewer tracks. But it's like, I put out a track, and like, I haven't gotten views recently on any of these things, but like 300 and 122, like, this is just normal engagement if you just use SoundCloud like a normal person, like 5 4. I'm getting better engagement without ever advertising anything. In fact, look, there are people still liking, hitting the bell on stuff that I recorded, a while ago. Stuff that I didn't check because I never hit the bell. But it's like, all of this music that I make is important to me only. I mean, like, I get that. Like, there's, like, when I want to make something for like a project, or if I want to like put my mind and my soul into something, like, I'll do that. But like, most of the SoundCloud stuff is just whatever, throwaway stuff, and it's getting like more engagement. I don't even get it anymore. Like, I don't like, the engagement is so not there. It's almost like, I don't know. Anyways, that's pretty much it as far as the that goes. I mean, I was just so baffled by that. Like, how do you get to the point where, I mean, I'm on Artist Pro. Like, it costs me $100 a month. I still have to update my my credit card, otherwise that will not go through. But like, yeah, I mean, let's go back to the dude's spot. I mean, Artist Pro on here too. You have Artist Pro and you're not doing distro through SoundCloud Artist Pro. Like, I'm so confused. Like, how on earth? Also, like, people that make like 1 million records like this, I mean, I'm not gonna click on it because that's advertising for this guy. I'm not advertising shit for an advertiser. Fuck that. But like, this kind of stuff is not, like, it's not acceptable to call people who make music different than you because you're a person that uploads a bajillion tracks onto SoundCloud, and then be like, I get so much engagement. It's like, no, dude, you've uploaded 400,000 tracks, and those 400,000 fucking tracks that I'm scrolling through right now have one click each, one play each by you, because you were there for every single one of them. And what the end result is all of this amounts to thousands of dollars that you've spent out of pocket. Okay, so now finally I hit some shit. Okay, so when was this? A month ago? It's just like, this is how many albums that this guy is releasing, and I'm guaranteeing you that it's unimportant. In other words, like I'll look, like,
Pretty funny, kind of sweet. For the others, she.
No. Just no. Like, it's, oh my god. And it's the whole, like, well, I may not be as talented as you. It's like, dude, just spend time thinking about music. Go play. The reason why you don't want to play music with other people isn't because you're not good at it or it's a socializing thing or like anything like that. It's legitimately because, and I've talked about this with a couple other people, it's like most people who say stuff like that, they don't do it for one very simple reason. It's because when they do try to play music with other people, they don't spend any amount of time thinking about how the other people are playing. They spend all of the time thinking about themselves. They think that, like, they try to tell other people that they're playing stuff wrong, and then those people look at them and go, dude, what are you doing? Like, what are you playing? And I'm not going to try to complain about it. It's just like, clearly it's like when you have a drum machine and your guitar and you're just playing some stuff and you're clearly just like singing into a mic and doing song a day shit. It's just not, it's not there. Like, there's no, man, like, you know what this reminds me of? The worst music ever made. This is the worst music ever fucking made. Like, I'm not even kidding. Like, when I was a kid, I bought this fucking record right here. I bought this shit when I was a kid, and it was my most disappointing thing I've ever heard in my entire life. This music sounds like, you ever heard the episode of SpongeBob where Patrick Star has like people make a song for him, like the Twinkle Twinkle Patrick Star song? That's what this sounds like. That's what this music sounds like. It's like awful shit. Like, the idea, it's people who have the idea of punk, and they've literally only ever listened to like the Ramones, and then even then they don't even catch up on the things that are good about it. So like they listen to like the Ramones and like and like a couple pop punk bands, don't understand, you know, the building blocks of it, and then spend all their time obsessing over the idea that, like, if I keep doing it, I'll actually be important and be influential. And it's like, no, you haven't learned anything. You're not learning how to make music. And I'm not trying to like make fun of people for this. It's just like, spend, like, if you're a musician, this is the thing. You got to spend probably about as much time, if not more time, listening. That was my keyboard, by the way. I'm just listening out there. You gotta spend as much time listening as you do making music. Like, if you're listening to yourself more than other artists, like, at some point I think people don't listen to themselves enough. That's factual. I understand that. But if you're listening to yourself only and then not spending any time listening to music, you do stuff like this, where it's just like, it isn't like meaningful, you know? It's an idea. And then you get this super group together and it sounds like ass, and it's like, how did this happen? I don't even know. It's crazy. It's just fucking crazy to me. So let's do the other crap pad. I'm sorry, the camera there. Do the other thing, and let's put on the My Bloody Valentine filter so that I can be cool. The My Bloody Valentine filter. Yeah, it's sick. Oh my god. I was also like, oh my god, they put out another record, and like this looks like AI art. When people, oh my god, I am sorry, like, that shit is so bad. Not just I mean, like, dude, for that guy, it's like, he just needs help. Like, he needs somebody to just be like, hey dude, like, come over to my house and we'll work on some songs together. But I know this kind of guy. This kind of guy is the kind of guy that, like, spends all of his time being like, but my music is so much better than other people's music. It's like, dude, like, imagine if I was talking to people about SGE experiments like it's some sort of fucking amazing thing. It's like, you go down the rabbit hole of this shit. All that it does at the end of the day is give you a couple of cool tunes, I guess, maybe. That's all I care about. It's like, there might be a couple cool things in there. You know, it's like the whole idea of like, okay, well, this is maybe it's going to be good for sampling. It's like, nah, it's just a fucking a joke at a certain point. Music is just music. Oh my lord. Dude, 40 monthly listeners is great. I have 2 monthly listeners, but again, I don't advertise anything, and I'm surprised there's 2. To be like, you're in the top 1% of your own listeners, it's like, you got me on that one, buddy. The top 1% of listeners on your own music. I'm like, well, I mean, so are you, and that's a level of projection that I can't even express. I don't even know, because I mean, people are listening to some of that stuff. I guess somebody listened to Move On. I mean, that's cool. Hey, yeah, if you don't know, if you're unaware, why is the window capture not working now? It's not working. If you're not aware, these are the things I'm currently working on or being in. So I put Heart Once on one side. my fucking face over here, dude. Put me back into view. My guy. Alright, there we go. But yeah, no, I mean, like, I'm in this band somewhere. Can I do it other way? Yeah, I'm in this band, and I have the solo thing going on still. And I haven't put out a new record in a while. I've been working. I'm working on it, but it's just, I'm not like. I'm working on it. I just got real life stuff I'm dealing with. Work stuff. I've got a product launch and software. We had software launch, so I've been super busy with stuff at work. If you don't know, I work in audio, so again, it's doubled down. I could have doubled, tripled down on that stuff and just started posting like actual engagement stats, but it's like, it doesn't matter. Like, it would have been funny for me to be like, well, you got 40 monthly listeners and I got 50. We got 57. It's like, who cares, dude? Who gives a shit? It's like, it should be much higher than that. That's for sure. But like, I mean, dude, like, I like how it's like Broadcast, Black Moth, Super Rainbow, and Duster. Like, what the fuck? It's just like, the algo is so insane, man. They're listening in on your friends, what your friends listen to. I'm pretty sure that's from people from the old Discord listening to my music. I didn't put everything on here. Like, Experiments isn't on here. Like, I've never even thought about that. So the next plan is, by end of 2025, we're probably going to end up putting like a giant Experiments thing in here with like all of the main experiments, and then like a bunch of stuff that's like chopped and screwed, essentially. Stuff. It's gonna be the best of Experiments. And then I'm working on the Triptych, which is the big album, which is gonna be. It's gonna be big. It's gonna be a big album. I've got like big tracks, big songs, lots of big ideas for the music that are like, you know, ideas that I've had for me. Like, I'm just tired of like people making the same stuff over and over again. So it's gonna be really like stupid, but like I kind of find it funny to like make like really like truly engaging music that has narratives and stuff like that, and then the lyrics are like more humorous and realistic at the same time. I would say it's like a sardonic comedy, or probably a sardonic comedy is the best way to put it. But like, there's a lot of allusion to Mostly like, you know, medieval stuff and I don't know what that is. Weirdest alarm ever out there. A lot of allusion to like medieval stuff and like a lot of like art stuff that I'm working on in the background that like no one sees because I'm really embarrassed about my art. Dude, what is that? That's crazy sounding out there. That should be in. That should be in there. I need to. I need to sample that. It's crazy sounding. I think it was an accident. 'Cause it sounded like someone's alarm, like two alarms at the same time. It's very possible. I live on a major street, so and they keep getting closer. Oh my god, dude. I'll have to. I'll close the door. Screw it. Much better. Okay. Trying to see if you could hear that. It's like, okay. I don't know. No, I can't anymore. The triptych would be very good. I'm also trying to do like a heavy metal, like old school metal thing, but it's like I'm also just more like I'm just shooting it out my ass instead of actually doing it. Where like I got a couple of riffs, but it's like the lyrics are so stupid that it's like not even like I don't know, man. And I'm also not a metal vocalist, so it's like I'd have to get somebody who can like belt some shit out. Trying to find people to do this stuff too, but it's also like I haven't tried to like bring a band together, and so I'm kind of like about that. But it's like, yeah, if Triptych gets good, it's like I really do want to get something together with a band and have like the whole, mostly like band playing music, like, you know, like arranged together, and then have a like full blown persona based, almost like I want to do like a Peter Gabriel in, but not like his solo stuff, like him in Genesis, where he was just like dressed up as like a fucking polyp and shit, like weird stuff like that, where I'm never really like myself. I'm always like perpetually doing some other thing. I think that would be really cool. And I have a couple names for that, but it's like it's rotating. It's like I don't have a band yet, so I gotta think about that. But like once this album is like fully like made and I have songs, then it's like I have that, and then the probably about like 13 or 14 SGE songs that I want to do is like Lime, for sure. Some tracks off Rosicrucian, like I think particularly Gut Punched. Maybe Disaster, but like sped up, and because that song slowed down. By the way, it's not my real voice. And then like the actual version of To Be or Not to Be, which is like more of just like guitar rocker stuff. All the rest of that is not, you know, not really that. And then would probably do like Full Blown Haircut, or Haircut's the sequel to Haircut, which is like never been heard before. And then the rest of these are like just goofy songs. I can't even really get into that too much, but like there's a couple things on here like Can't Help It at All that have like that 9-minute long thing, but like it actually is a song. There's a song in there. It's just not like, that's not the song. That's just like me jamming for a long ass time. There's a bunch of tracks too off of the SoundCloud that do have lyrics. I just don't have a full version of them, and like I really haven't had time to do like a full like thought out thing for any of them. So once that's kind of more put into motion, I can kind of put all that together. And then Yeah, I mean, like the rest of it is basically like try to get like experiments, probably all of experiments too, and like some of the other experiments, and then of course like there's a couple of those that are just not, it's not what it is, not good or whatever, but like to get the rest of that up onto up onto the Spotify and stuff like that. Um, What else? What else? What else? What else? Not a lot else. And so that's pretty much it. I mean, as far as like the music stuff goes, it's this band, and then doing like some solo stuff every now and then. That's all I'm really like focused on doing. It's not like anything else right now. But yeah, I can't put my finger on like how like there is a part of me that's like, okay, because that's the only guy advertising on 4chan. Like, is there any possibility to like just to put an advertisement on there to take some views away from him, but like not actually advertise your own thing, like advertise something completely different? Because that would be so interesting to me. It would be so weird, and I kind of want to do that. Like, it would be really kind of interesting to see the because the impressions are very good, clearly for the wrong reason, and most people probably have ad blockers, so it's like, well, I mean, like, you're not actually getting any engagement. Doing something like this gets you way more engagement. Doing actual stuff in person gets you a whole lot more engagement. I mean, like, the truth is, like, if you want to get any kind of real engagement with your music, you have to do two things. You have to network. That's the biggest one. You have to make connections with people. And then the other thing is you have to think about what is important in the art and do that. And I think right now what's really hitting, like the thing that really hits people, like all of this stuff, all this like goofy art stuff, the reason why I'm doing this, like the reason why his art looks like that too, is because Spotify will deny anything with text in it. Like they literally all these different services, if you put text in the album art, it will reject it every single time. And I don't know what it is. It's like you could literally just have an image and it's just an image, and they're like, yeah, whatever. But the reason why they reject it is because there's text on the image. And it's probably because of copyright, where they're like, oh, if it's just an image, it can't be really copyrighted. But if there's text on the image, it could be copyrighted, and we can have legal problems. And it's so for advertising sake, like it's almost impossible for people to do this sort of thing without like going through a whole process of multiple revisions and changing text sizes and doing other things. And you can't be cryptic with stuff either. They like really don't want you to like put any kind of information. That's why a lot of old school album covers are different than they are now on Spotify and on Apple Music and stuff. It's because of copyright. They're essentially like, oh, this is gonna cause copyright issues with other people, even though it won't. It is insanely baffling like that. Like they're basically like, oh, if it's an image, we can fight it, but like if it's not, then we can't really do anything about it. I'm sorry. And that's kind of how it goes with this stuff. So you have to have the text match up with your image, and then single wise, like singles are not really important. As I've learned, like if you're trying to get just mass views on things or clicks on things, like you have to just make lots and lots of very like kind of mediocre songs, and like if you get like one click per each out of like thousands, like this is the reason why these guys do this stuff. It's like they're not seeing any actual engagement, so what they get is a million things out. And so like if that happens, then at least like the bot has to listen to it once, or if they pay a bot will listen to like a 1,000 songs and then give you 1,000 plays. Whereas if it's just one song, the bot will only play it one time. You know what I mean? And so that's the reason why these song a day guys do this stupid shit, because they're like trying to inflate statistics. And it's like, you're not inflating any statistics, because the way that the AdSense works and the way that everything works on this is that, you know, you're paying money for people to see this stuff. That's why I'm saying, like, you're saying 50 1,000 or 50,000 people are clicking on this a day or seeing this a day. 50,000 people are not seeing it a day. That's the first thing. There aren't 50,000 people on 4chan every day on MU. There's probably like at tops like 250, and then those people are just like reloading the page a bunch of times. If you have 250 people and they reload the page 10 times, that's 2,500 impressions. Okay? Now imagine those people loading the page 100 times. That's 250,000 impressions, right? Or it's 25,000 impressions. So you're telling me that there's probably 500 people that you're really actually hitting. Of those 500 people, because of those impressions, they're useless impressions, is what I would say meaningless impressions. They don't mean anything. And so that meaningless impression would go into the effort of simply making your music better, for example. Like making an album that's coherent and interesting, and then having an album cover that is like relevant to the music that's there, and then having like lyrics that are interesting. And maybe like clear. I didn't play. That's the only time I've ever listened to anything from there. I didn't try to listen to it. I knew what it sounded like. I was like, it's gonna sound like a guy who made all the music in his computer, and it was a guitar, but like made all the music in his computer. It's all that, dude. I can't talk shit about that because there are people that I know that would be very upset if I talk shit about any of that kind of stuff. But it's not real. It isn't real. Like if you're making punk in a computer, it's not real. So, and you can argue with me all day and all night about it. It's just, it isn't real. Like you're not really doing anything. And it's like the incel punk thing. It's like, dude, these people are not, they're hitting a demographic that's like nobody wants that. You don't want that demographic. You want regular people that are listening to your music because they're interested and they like your shit. And that's it. You don't want anybody else. You don't want a fucking political agenda. You don't want to polarize people into some crap so that because what's going to happen is you're going to get those views and they're going to dry up. And they're going to dry up away, and then you're going to be confused. Why aren't people still listening to my music? It's like because you didn't emote in the way that makes people come back. Like I'm listening to all these artists that I like and I come back to, right? It's the reason why I've been into power pop my whole life. Like the reason why this music hits is because it's not even really technically great music. It's not like super important. It is literally just because the people that made the music emoted and had a message behind it, and then a catchy tune. And when you combine all those elements and maybe like a good drummer and maybe just a little bit of other stuff here and there, you in a good production, that sort of thing, you when you start adding these things together, you get music. It's important to understand that. If you do not understand that, if you do not understand that you need to have all these things line up, you will not get to the point where your stuff actually affects people. And they're going to think to themselves like, oh, you know what? I really want to listen to that song that I heard. I think people have a capacity for music. It's the reason why I've always thought that like most music critics are kind of like not quite there. Oh, that was another thing I wanted to bring up. I'll just be honest about this. If you're into music like this, like and I was on 4chan, the whole thing with the 4chan thing, like there was a time in like 2014, 2015 when people on that website would literally go out of their way to like find obscure stuff. And it's not really because they like the obscure stuff. Like they probably like it, but it's the act of looking for music. It's the act of looking into the music that is important for these guys. Let me put that down. Let's bring this back up. And it's all I'm saying is this. That did he delete it? Oh no, it's here. Okay, around 2014, 2015-ish time, there's this wave of people from 4chan that are doing things in a specific way where they're essentially interested in world music, classical music, and stuff like that. And when you get into these people, what you realize is that these aren't music people. These are not people that like play an instrument. They don't pick up a fucking guitar and play a chord and play another chord, play another chord, play another chord, and understand what that means. They don't like do that in their head. For them, I mean, maybe they do, but like for them, the whole point of music is connecting dots. It's just connecting dots. It's just being like, I understood this before you. I connected the dots before you. I'm important. It's like, no, you're not. You're just like, music is just what you like. That's the reason why like the vast majority of people on that website like the same crap. It's because it's literally just what's been promoted and then what worked out for people. That's why you got Animal Collective and fucking Neutral Milk Hotel and shit like that. Those were meme music, but it's like at a certain point, it's like all these things are things that people enjoyed because it got shared and passed around, and then there was like a community of people that were interested in these sorts of things, right? All of the like world music stuff and like classical and like weird, super crazy obscure shit, that started cutting through the woodwork probably around 2014, 2015. I think by end of like 2015, it was probably about almost over. 2016, you're kind of like really like people were kind of like, we're sick of this shit. Like if you saw people posting that sort of thing and it was not genre based, it was like all one genre and it's like all like what, or like stuff that like no one listens to, like clearly you're the only person that's listening to all this stuff. If that's the case, then like it'd be like, throw that in the, dude, this is like, it's tiny mixtape stuff, right? Like all the tiny mixtape stuff where it's like, oh, all this stuff is not like beloved by anybody other than like a handful of people. It's more like it was on a label and then they got interested by something, or like, you know what I mean? It's like all this is just, the point is this, you're making this this profile and putting your like topsters or whatever, the chart, to try to one up other people on 4chan. And that brings me to this. So this is a guy who reviews music on Pitchfork and some other websites like that, and yeah, he's just one of those guys. He's just one of those guys who had the fucking topsters to try to top everybody else and have taste. You don't have taste if you just put the shit that's floating around all together and say, oh well, I like this, I don't like this, I like this, I don't like this. That's not taste. Taste in music is when you have a preference for a genre. Like you be like, I like metal, because I like aggressive, loud music, and I like maybe like techno and stuff like that, or like EDM. Most guys, like a lot of people, will have that kind of taste where it's like the more aggressive side of music, they listen to these two genres, and then from everything else is like branched out. They may have a couple of things here and there. They've listened to maybe the Beatles, Beach Boys, and stuff like that. It's like that sort of thing. But it's about like where you come from, where you're at, and where you're going. And like music is just, that's all it's about. But when you see this kind of taste, it's like when you see the kind of stuff that it exists for the sake of like this bell curve taste, where like, by the way, what this means is that like you're rating a 3 more than anything else. All you're doing is trying to suppress the feeling and trying to make sure that your tastes in music are more important than other people's. It does not matter. Like it's so meaningless. It's like you are not actually listening to the music. It's in one ear, it's going out the other ear. And the reason why I'm saying this is because this kind of taste in music, just imagine this kind of taste in food. If you ate food and the vast majority of the foods that you ate, you said, yeah, it's mediocre, it's okay, you know, it's all right. It's like nobody would trust your tastes. You eat fewer things like that, and then give better scores out to the things you like. But the other thing is simply you're not giving enough things negatives. You're not giving enough negatives. Like if you're saying that a 3 is like the average, that's a 6 on a 10 scale, right? And if that's what's going on, like no publication out there is saying, hey, we want a bunch of 6s. The reason why is because you get shit, first of all. Number 2, it's boring as fuck, doesn't mean anything. If you're giving a majority of things a 3-star rating, it's like, okay. But the bell curve should not look like this. This is not a normal music listener's bell curve. This is somebody who is consciously listening to the music and then putting a filter over it to make it appropriate for their tastes, for their tastes that they've created, that they've artificially made, and not the actual taste in music that they have. It's not a real fucking thing. And the reason why I say this is because when you look at the actual reviews that are here, it's like the Nashville Sessions, Townes Van Sant, like Haim, like it's fine. You can be like, okay, well this is not very good, and then we're going back to the other Haim records. Like reviewing all the Haim stuff at the same time is kind of funny, but it's like, why are you even listening to this? Like why? Like is it like it's a career thing? It's like thinking about like listening to music as if it's a career to listen to music, and yet it's not. This is just an RYM, bro. Like what are you doing? My favorite is that you go to the 0.5 is always the good thing. Is like you need to go to 0.5 to see what he's rating as like negative, and like the funniest is like Japandroid's Fate and Alcohol. You got Covet and Sasami. Like, I don't particularly like any of this stuff either, but to give Covet, like, like, Covet a fucking 0.5 is, like, it's funny. It's funnier than it actually needs to be. The 0.5 is alright. I like, because 0.5 means, like, you have actual, this is where you get the actual understanding. It's the 5 that starts to get bizarre. Because you have shit like, Where is it in here? I saw something. So Canned Future Days is always an interesting taste choice, because it's trying to prove that you're up there with other critics. I'm gonna move this over. So you're trying to prove that you're up there with other critics in a lot of ways with a lot of these choices. Live choices, like stuff like that, where it's like, dude, you're picking things based on specific tastings, but like, yeah, Pink Moon, but then you got Fishman's on there. It's like, dude, like, no offense to Fishman's, it's just like, if you're trying to like be, I mean, you got Hannah. What the fuck is Hannah Trash? Okay, I thought it was Hannah Trash. I'm dumb. But like, I can tell that this taste in music is specifically catered to the concept of Henry Kaiser record is on here. Like it's specifically tailored to the idea of this music is important, not that this music is like, and it's not, because this is your taste. You shouldn't have tastes based on how important the music is to music. You should have taste based on your own taste in music. The Still Houseplants one, like putting both Still Houseplants at 5 stars is like the only thing that's actually your taste in music. Like, I'm sorry, but like, that's that. But like, let's go back to the 3-star, because the 3-star is really where it hits me as like not giving a shit. Because when you give shit a 3-star, it's basically like just not giving, like just being like, it doesn't matter, who gives a fuck, and go in the middle, like Animal Collective shit, like Animal Collective Strawberry Jam, 3 stars. I don't go, wow, 3 stars. Listening to every Animal Collective record and giving every single one 3 stars equally, like as if all of them are the same thing, like it's clearly in one ear out the other. There's no thought. Like, I'm sure there's no actual thought put into any of the listening for any of these records, other than maybe like your political agenda or whatever you want to put into there. But like, I'm not even saying like you could give 3-star ratings to anything. It doesn't matter. What I'm saying is that if you're giving so many records 3 stars, and as soon as you get to something that you personally think is amazing, like Bitches Brew has a 3-star rating, it's like you are thinking about the revisionist history of music, not real music history. If you're trying to treat things that are as important to music so your ratings are not, they're supposed to be based on your taste, but they're not really based on your taste. It's going in one ear out the other. I mean, clearly, look at how many fucking records you're trying to listen to. It's just not having enough time to digest anything either. Imagine it's like the review bruh shit. Like, that's all it is. Like, all this is to me is like fancy review bruh. Like, all you're doing is just eating Little Caesars every night. That's what that means to me. But I mean, if you're giving everything 3 stars, yeah, of course, you're just eating Little Caesars and fucking McDonald's every single night, like me. But unlike me, I enjoy that, right? I would be giving all these 5 stars. I wouldn't be giving a fuck. I'd be like, you know what? It's fine. This is more about the album. It's also, that's the thing. That's what RYM is about. Is about like the reason why you're giving things negative reviews. Or like lukewarm reviews is to try to affect the major stats of the fucking record. Giving Here Comes the Warm Jets a 3 out of 5 is essentially the same thing as being like, I didn't listen to it. I mean, I'm discrete music of 3. I mean, like, it's the same thing. It's like Everything But the Girl, the Bill Evans one. It's like, it's in one ear, out the other nonsense. It's basically, and the funniest thing is, it's like, clearly you didn't listen to it. Like, for most of these, a lot of these, sure, I'll give it that. Like, for a lot of them, it's fine. But for a lot of the other ones, it's kind of like, you can't just listen to a record one time and be like, oh, it's fine to listen to a record one time. And if it's not worth reviewing, don't review it. Don't give it a rating. Don't say it's a fucking 3-star rating if you've only listened to it one time. That's insane. There's no way anybody is listening to this much music on repeats. That's my other point, is that, like, if you're not actually listening to music on repeats, like going back to stuff, then, like, you have no recollection of music. Like, you don't actually have any kind of base to stand on. It's all just air. Like, it's so weird. And it's also kind of like, I'm not gonna go in and go in and like try to like hate on people for shit, but like, I mean, it's fine to do this, but like that's definitely less than a 3. Both of these, definitely less than a 3. Oh my god. Oh my god. Dude, what the fuck? It is literally just in one ear, out the fucking other ear, bro. There's no explanation for that shit. And these are the people that are writing reviews for music. They're not listening to music. They're just like it's going in one ear, out the other fucking ear. There's nothing else, bro. Like, I don't even know what else to say. Like, that's all I can fucking say is like, that's it. Too many crazy people, man. But like, this got shared and people were like, just don't look at it. I'm like, I don't want to look at it. It's it's not my reviews. Not like I can you know what I can do instead of this? I can pick up the guitar and I can go, I don't need to listen to your music. I don't need to listen to your suggestions. I can just pick it up and go. That's the point. Like, I mean, I don't need to listen to your and it doesn't matter. That's the whole point. Is like, if you love music, you just love music. You just keep it going. The reason why I'm hating on this shit is because I love music. This kind of review is like, what do you like? Like, what are you doing? Sitting back and like just not liking shit, man. Where are the reviews at too? That's the real thing I want to see. Well, I mean, this guy does professional reviews. I did see, like, I think he does like K-pop reviews, which is the funniest thing. It's like, why, like being the K-pop reviewer for Pitchfork. That website, amazingly, let's just be real, like every single reviewer is a token, and it sucks. It's like they need somebody who's not gonna do that. I mean, there's a couple people that really do push the boundary over there that have been around for quite a while, but like, what was I saw a review. I saw this one. Dude, what the fuck was that review? Dude, what was that review? I'm gonna hold on. I don't want to like show stuff in here. What was that one review that I saw a review? Oh, it was the White Reaper one. It was like, is it this one? Yeah, this 6.8. And it's like, this is the whole review? Like, they got this guy to write 4 paragraphs about a record that I listen to pretty frequently. And it's kind of funny because, like, it just tries to talk shit and, like, bring down the whole thing. And it's like, I don't even know how else to explain this, but it's like, it's just somebody not liking fun. Not liking having fun with music. And then I click on his other stuff, and it's like they had him reviewing like Walk Among Us and shit. And then in 2019 it looks like he got sacked. Like he stopped doing reviews. His whole entire review thing was basically just those few years. What did he give Filth? 8.1. Yeah, I mean it's really just, I mean, back then it was still like before they were really trying to like push that whole thing, but it's just like that website is on a different level of silliness. You know, when people do, like, I'm not saying like 6.8 is probably an appropriate thing, but you got to give an appropriate review and not like just like talk shit the whole time and then only write 4 paragraphs. You know what I mean? Like this, you got to actually like write about the music. That's, you know, and then it's like, did you listen to the song? Did you listen to what happens in the music? I'm so tired of people being musically illiterate. It's crazy. It's crazy. Like the whole vibe thing is insane. Like you are not, like, you're not pushing it on me. It doesn't exist. Vibes aren't real, bro. You know what vibes are? You know what the word vibe is? You know what that is? It's from Good Vibrations by the Beach Boys. It means vibrations. Vibes means vibrations. It means being high. That's what it means. It means feeling like you're on drugs. That's what it means, dude. That's what the whole thing means, okay? So if every fucking song makes you feel like you're on drugs, then it's not, that's not what all music is for. What if you want to dance? What if you want to fucking groove, bro? Is that a vibe? No, that's different. That's a feeling. It's emotion. There's more to music than just vibes. You got to get out. You got to get past that. You got to get to the point where you can write eloquently about the stuff. And also, you got to listen to that record 2, 3, 4, 5 times before you write your fucking review. And you got to have it, like, if you really don't like it, you have to explain why it doesn't work out for you. You can't just like throw in a couple insults here and there, or some, you know, try to like just talk a little bit down on the whole thing. Doesn't matter, man. You just have to like what you're doing, like listening to music. If it's not clicking, it's not clicking. And if it's not clicking, then you pass it on to somebody else. And if it doesn't click to them, you pass it on to somebody else. You pass it on. If it doesn't click with everybody, then you leave your negative review. That's pure review. That's how it works. But these guys don't do that anymore. They hire somebody as the token K-pop reviewer or the token hip-hop reviewer or the, they hire a couple people because they're afraid that somebody's going to like talk shit about the reviewer or like get, and the only reason why they're afraid of all of that is because of the history that they have. But it's like it's been what, like 20 years since since the big bad CEO got fucking fired. I can't even understand what any of that means at this point. Like I'm a little bit baffled by it. Let's see. Okay, well, I mean, I have one concurrent viewer and I have a like. That's cool. We can go off of the put ourselves back into full mode. Back over the entire thing. So my whole point of this, after just ranting and raving for like 25 minutes about Joshua Minsu Kim, which by the way, like not a bad guy. He's in that same camp of like just a guy who's working and doing normal stuff. Although his Twitter account is pretty funny because like he'll talk about how his students will like show him new stuff, and it's clearly just obviously him wanting to talk about Zoomer music. There's no way that his like he's probably like, so have you guys heard about this? Shut the fuck up, bitch. Like you could tell that it's like like clearly like just his students like talking down on him and him being like, well, I talked to my students about this today. Like it's just like, I don't know, like, but like I just feel for a guy who like has a day job and still tries to do something like this, because it's hard. It's hard to do a day job and then have a side gig at the same time, unless you're really like full blown dedicated to it and have like no relationships and no like none of that stuff. And I'm not insulting him. I'm not trying to insult him. I'm just saying like it's hard to do all that stuff. But like it's just very difficult to do all that stuff. But then like the other thing is just being pissed off at an industry that like doesn't care about the music, like purely only cares about the internal stuff. And like when most of these people are only being popular because they have funding from whatever to whatever, or like they have a couple connections and things, it's not meaningful. It's very, very there's no such thing as unmeaningful, but like it's very not meaningful. It's very the meaning of it is kind of lost on people. And that's the reason why, and like people keep talking about like, oh, it's other mediums that are taking music away from people. It's no. If you don't have places where people can go and watch live music and live music stuff is happening, it just doesn't happen, right? And if a bunch of those places close and they don't operate, then the people that would be into that thing in the first place, they're not, a lot of those people are not going to have jobs like that. Like they're going to have to go find jobs somewhere else and do other things, and that's what ends up happening. Or they end up going online and they do stuff like this, and they make more money doing like lolcow shit than fucking actually being in music. And it's not a stylistic change or an artistic change or anything like that. It's just a fact of reality. Like you just are getting to the point where like the critical mass is being hit. Like the 15 minutes of fame is drying up, right? It's not 15 minutes of fame. It's that everybody's going to have the random 15 minutes of fame, and then the people that are actually like using fame, that's going to be their job. That's just their job. That's just what they do. Like that's just like being a policeman or being a fireman or being a baker, the candlestick maker. That's just what it is. It's just being a guy on the internet that people like de-stress with. That's it's not fame anymore. It's just your job. It's just what you do. That's like Wings of Redemption. It's like just a guy who gets angry about video games and like hates his life. He's not really famous. That's his job, is to be this. And if he breaks that character, then it's over. There's nothing for him to do anymore. These people, and it's the same thing with was that bread tube thing that like people talk about? It's like or like any kind of politics YouTube shit. It's all the same thing. It's just their job. Like iDubbbz. I mean, I have that iDubbbz video. It's like, yeah, it's a funny thing, but it's like the whole entire thing with that guy is just like him and that H3H3 guy are just fighting because they're just fucking. It's their job. They don't have anything else to do. If they stop fighting, there's nothing else to fucking do. Like, what are they gonna do? Like, they like go back to work? They don't never worked a day in their fucking lives. It's the same thing with. Remember when his wife said that shit? Being like, I stocked shelves at Target once, and it was awful. It's like fucking. That's like the funniest. Imagine somebody with just like a million fake tattoos. Like they got a million fake tattoos. They're like, I mean, they're real tattoos, but like they don't mean anything. They're like pointless. Like just like just like if you dude, people like it's one thing if you're like coming like going and like meeting artists and like artists are like doing stuff for you and stuff, or if you have like a reason why you got a tattoo. Or like you really want to just like have the specific kind of look and feel like whatever, it's fine. But like when you can clearly tell that it's just from a book, it's like just, and then you got your husband, your boyfriend, like to do the same thing, and it's like, dude, this guy like literally was just a fucking 4chan nerd, and you made him try to make him turn into like a hardcore punk guy. It's like this guy doesn't listen to like. It's like trying to make him look like he listens to fucking like a Discharge or some shit. Like I don't know, but like they're not even that kind of tattoos. They're like all they're all like like the old like sailor tattoos, which by the way, like the vast majority of those are either military, so like military, religious, or what's the I mean like maritime based stuff, but like the maritime based stuff is usually like military stuff. Like if it's usually Navy, so it's like you're not a Navy guy. You're like in the fucking Navy. You weirdo. It's so funny. It's like there's no point. There's just like I've seen some stupid tattoos. Like even people who have stupid tattoos are like fine. It's just like if you have a bunch of maritime tattoos and you've never been on a ship before, just like what are you fucking doing? Like anchors and shit. Like what the fuck are you wearing that for, bro? Like it's so funny. It's some stolen valor shit for sure. Like there's no other explanation for that. That's just like you may as well just be like, yeah, I was a corporal. Like I was a corporal. In the fucking laser army. Oh god. Yeah, I mean that's all I can really say. There's not a whole lot else to it. I mean like that the whole entire thing is just a funny, goofy deal. But yeah, like I mean that's my opinion of like critic. I mean like people hate on me for that stuff where it's like, well, don't hate on me for my. You don't have to look at my stats. You don't have to listen to my music. I'm like, I don't. Like, it's like I don't. Like what do you think? Like, like what? Like I don't. I don't need to listen to. I mean, yeah, you're right. I don't have to. I can go. I can just leave. I can get the fuck out. That's fun. We like to have fun here. That's my favorite one. We like to have fun here. When you join a company and they're like, we like to have fun here. It's like, no, you don't. What are you talking about? The same thing with like the what's it called, the AI masterclass days. Like, well, what are you gonna do with all your free time? It's like work more, like because I'm at work. Like, what are you fucking like? Are you dumb? What are you talking about? Like, oh, what are you gonna do with all that free time? I don't know, jack off at work. Like, what are you talking about? Of course, no. Like, what? Like, what? Like, what? Like, am I gonna go find some time to shoot up in the bathroom? Like, I don't know. Like, what? Like, what do you mean? Like, I'm gonna work more. That's the whole point of being at work. Like, what do you think I'm doing? Like, just imagine. I've been trying. Oh, that's the other. Okay, I didn't. That's like the big secret is. I'm working on the Really Fast Snake show. Like that's the big, like if everything works out appropriately, there's going to be a show for this. And I already have a couple ideas for what the show is going to be. But it's going to be, yeah, it's going to be pretty good. One man sketch show. I already have some ideas. I'm not going to put any of them out right now because it's kind of in the works. But yeah, I already have some ideas for it. I just got to do some work getting some costumes and some background set stuff. But I think with the AI stuff now, it's like not that hard. Like it's going to be pretty soon that I can do like almost all of it by myself and just like not give a fuck. The ideas are mostly routed in like things that I grew up with and I've been interested in for a long time. And like one of the ideas I have is based on, I don't know if anybody's ever familiar with Simon Schama's Power of Art, but I'll give this one away. It's like this, I have a sketch idea for like not copying, but like doing a parody of Simon Schama's Power of Art, where there's an episode about Rothko, and like the whole episode is essentially trying to prove that Rothko was this amazing like thinker of art, and yet like a really truly disturbed, like not disturbed man, but like depressed and mentally anguished man. And ever since I was a young, like when I first saw it, I thought the funniest thing ever would be this guy sitting, because it's a guy sitting in a room with a bunch of paintings that are literally just blocks of color, which no offense, but like if you are not, because the whole point is that he couldn't draw, he couldn't do real like art that well, which like a lot of people can. I can't, but like I'm not gonna go out of my way. It's like basically being like, he was like almost like the first noise musician in a lot of ways, because he was like the first guy to be like, you just need to make a block of color and then you have to stare at the color like this for hours and then walk away and see what the effect is. And it's like, that's just dilating your pupils. Like that's just dilating your pupils. And like there's nothing wrong with it. Like some of that stuff is really, really cool, to be honest. Like from a design perspective, it's cool. But it was cool because he did these giant paintings, and then he would have them in places like the Four Seasons where you'd be eating food and doing and having music and stuff. So it becomes like a multimedia thing, which is really cool. But then like the man himself was anguished about the fact that people weren't staring at his art and doing it the right way. So the whole sketch idea for me is like, dude, what if you're the same kind of guy and you're so anguished? It's like the whole thing is copied black and white, slick back hair, glasses, cigarette, scotch. I'm just sitting there. And then it cuts to the art, and it's just hardcore furry porn. It's just two foxes fucking each other in the ass, and it cuts back to the man, and he's like, yeah. I just feel, but like it's got to be like timed right. If you time it right, it's going to be very funny. So that's the whole concept. There's not the whole concept. I've got quite a few other sketches that I want to do, but like more like art. The main thing is I feel like a lot of sketch show stuff has been trying to be arty farty, and it just doesn't nail it. And it doesn't nail it because it's not really doing the parody side, where it's hitting the referential, like kind of real true thing, which I only understand because I grew up watching a lot of dumb sketch comedy shit like Mad TV, and got shit talked for watching other stuff like SNL by other kids, and then got bullied, and then grew up. Other influences, obviously, like 12 Ounce Mouse and stuff like that, but like that's more of just my general sense of humor being stupid. Oh, and Tamers 12345, the god of YouTube. Anyways, shouts out to Tamers 12345. Yeah, this has been Really Fast Snake. We'll be probably doing another one. I don't know, like probably Can't do it next week because I've got, well, company stuff is coming up. I might do another stream on Sunday. Sunday stream again. The following week and the week after are going to be very slim pickings just because I got company stuff. So it's probably not going to be until June like 11th or 14th. The next one will be, I don't know. I think we may have some stuff set up by then for music, and then just go over like mixing stuff. That'd be fun. Be fun to do some mixing stuff. And then if anybody wants to send me stuff, that would be really good. I would like to be involved in things again, but I'm not going to do a Discord because I'm trying not to go back and forth with people all day anymore. I just want to fucking live my life. Other than that, I guess it's living in your head. Like, right, everybody lives in their head. It's just that, like, when you start like believing that people are backing you, it's like not working. It doesn't work out. You have to do it yourself. And the only way that you're going to do it yourself is if you have those viewpoints and you contrast them with the real world. And that's why this earlier session was so interesting to me, because I've never seen somebody like double down and triple down on things that don't make sense like that. Like, it's insanity to like spend exuberantly more money on trying to get viewership and people listening to your music, and then nobody does. I mean, you could easily just there's a million things you could do instead. Like, I mean, honestly, you could just stream every single day. And if you've got the time for it, yeah, you can just stream every single day and like just put yourself out there, do random tags, and like after like a year or two, you'd have like a lot of shit. Well, originally, I mean, I think the original idea for this was supposed to be like music stuff, but like Goodwill Finds closed, and like the tariffs thing is pretty bad. Record sales are fucking down, and I don't think people are listening to music. That's like just the real talk. Like, people are, but they're listening to the old stuff that they have been listening to because they want to, they want to feel something. I think that's what's going on. And so, like, if you want to make something that's important to people, a big part of it is the sonic side of it. But it's the reality of, like, you can't make stuff sound good on, like, good. Like, you just have to think about things and say, hey, like, this sounds good to me. Not think about the concept of it. Like, the one thing that I always think is kind of funny is when people are like, you need to have peer review it's like, you don't even need peer review. People make music all the time without any peer review. What you do need is you need to have an ear for what people listen to. So, like, sonically you don't have to be 100% there, but like technically you do. That's a thing. But like, the problem with a lot of sonic issues, and I mean, like, just from my own experience with a lot of mastering stuff and with mixing and things, is that a good percentage of mixing and mastering engineers do not know what they're doing. It's not that they don't know what they're doing. They do not have a concept of how to do it right for other people. They know how to do it for themselves, but not for other people. And so when they do it for themselves, they give it to the other person, and the other person just has to either accept it, or they're going to go back and be like, oh, this sounds bad. The problem really occurs, and this is just the last thing I'll say. The problem really occurs when you start putting it out there for mass market. It's not the initial wave. It's the mass market thing. So as soon as it gets to like Spotify, because of the volume leveling, it's also because of the compression. A lot of music that's like got the whole frequency response doesn't have the whole frequency response. So what people start doing is chopping frequencies here and there. I mean, that's what I heard from the Sleep Token thing. It was like just a lot of really weird stuff. It was like, okay, you did this to try to make it sound more like a real recording, like analog recording and like produced, but you could tell that it's all like chopped up in a specific way to make it still like a metal thing. They just kind of like didn't mix it super finely to make it sound like something that like somebody would have produced like 20 years ago, where like like Converge kind of style production where like everything is fucking like super like stupidly overproduced. They just decided to try to make it sound like a band is still playing music, but they failed at that because it's still chopped up to be lined up against the grid, and then like there's still like production choices that are put into like auto-tune things, and like so the frequency responses are not quite right. And then the biggest thing in music, I think, is that like what makes sounds really interesting is when you're capable of doing tonalities, and like pitch bends, for example, are always a big thing. Being out wavering and being out in and out of frequency response, having variety of like tones, because again this frequency response has more to do with how the music is able, like different things within the music is able to waver. Like one thing can stay straight and the other thing can waver. So chorusing effects and things like that help with the stereo image and allow for productions to sound way more expansive and to give you the sound stage that you want. And I feel like in the last 10 years, I feel like the sound stages for records went from being really, really wide to being essentially like this tiny with a bunch of stuff expanded over on either side, but the actual sound stage is like this. And that's how I've felt about mastering for the last like few years. And the primary reason why I haven't like really put out anything in the last couple months, like last year or so, because I'm just really not feeling like people are getting how to make something sound really good. Although I have a few people that, I mean, like my friends, for one, I think are doing a good job. The last Hookups record was like really, I think sounded really good. And I, even single wise, like people who have an idea about what they want their music to sound like will make it sound the way that they want to make it sound like. And so if you're doing that sort of thing, you're always going to succeed in the long run. People are going to want to listen to your music. And if you are doing it for this like mass market appeal thing, it's very difficult for you to then keep those view counts or people play counts, which don't really matter. It's more so keeping the people listening. At the end of the day, that's what matters, is who's listening. It's not just who's listening, but like who in with apostrophe S is listening, who is listening. And that's all that really matters at the end of the day. So, well, that's what I got for RFS today. And I would have outro music, but I'm too lazy. So, see ya.